Hey there, everyone. This is Gordon Burnett again for my Module 2 post. Hope everyone's had a great week and enjoyed the reading so far for this week. Before I go into our task for our white privilege campaign, I wanted to preface that with a little, talking about the Princeton article and the Chronicle article. Um, the Princeton article started off by a student who was kind of taken back by a popular slogan that had been present on the Princeton campus called "Check Your Privilege," and he wrote an article in the paper that kind of, I don't know, that it kind of went viral in ways that he just said that people simply think that because of your skin tone is a certain color, you've automatically had it good or bad, and chose not to see the individual for who they are and what they give or what they've been through or are currently going through. In which there's several ways that this student is correct. You can't just assume if a student's white, black, red, purple, or polka dot that they've been given a certain lifestyle or have been subject to different criticisms or privileges. Um, while saying that, there is an overwhelming uh, like an overwhelming sense that just because a person is white, that they have lived a life of privilege and things have come easily to them and things will come easily to them. It kind of in response to that Princeton article, there was an article in the Chronicle, and he didn't really back the Princeton one into a corner, but he kind of said that he was a freshman, and the way he wrote it was very freshman oriented, and it really wasn't backed by a lot of facts. Um, this author in the Chronicle article says that privilege is simply not a question of origin; it is about the present, and it states that the Princeton article author will enjoy the benefits of his whiteness and maleness. Um, he also goes on to saying that checking your privilege, the quote that was very popular at Princeton, means thinking critically about the history. It recognizes that racism isn't just name calling, but it's a structural ordeal. Um, a personal thought by both these articles, I thought, was while white privilege and male privilege may exist, they are is it not allowed because of people's general, the general public's perceptions of them. Like that's like I mentioned, that's just people's general, they idolize that, and it's really not too much based in facts now. It's 2015, in my opinion. Um, Now on to our discussion board prompt. Uh, about white privilege. It says, how would you create a white privilege campaign in order to educate students on UNC Wilmington's campus? Um, and how passive tactics would you employ? What active strategies would you use? And how would you integrate issues of race and racism into your campaign? Personally, because of certain things and certain incidents that have taken place recently, uh, I feel like racism is kind of a touchy subject, and people may not feel comfortable talking with it in large groups or large settings where they have to display their personal beliefs on things. How I would do a campaign, maybe not exactly as much as on white privilege, but racism in general, I wouldn't want it to be in a classroom structured setting. I'd want it to be somewhere that was a maybe had 5 to 10 students, or maybe 5 to 15 students in maybe a residence hall lounge, or in Fisher Student Center, somewhere where they feel a little bit more comfortable and it's not such a structured setting. Um, in this, we may not reach a wide number of people, but I feel like maybe a small focus group number like that, you would gain a lot more insight into a student here on campus and what their beliefs are, and if they believe that there is a white privilege presence on campus, or uh, racist field on campus. How I would employ this tactic, I would put posters around. There are, just maybe through the RAs, sending emails to the students letting them know that they'd love for them to take place in this kind of focus group, or wanting to know just to get a little bit better understanding of how students feel about these topics on this campus. Um, like I said, a small group like that, I feel like I'd gain a lot more personal insight, and then they'd be a little bit more comfortable talking about it in that type of environment. With that said, I hope everyone enjoys this post, and I look forward to what your responses back to it. Have a good weekend.